Okay. Hello everyone. A very good morning. Welcome to the first day first day of the class. All right, I'll get started. So I hope you all have got a chance to look at the course curriculum and you want to proceed with the classes. Sharing my screen. All right, getting started. First, we will learn about what is going to happen in our training. So in our training, we start with data, different data types, understand what are the different formats, and then we slowly move on how to transform these information, the data, in by using formulas. There are like so many formulas which I showed you yesterday that we are going to discuss all those formulas. Then we will look at summarization of data, like seeing the grouping of the data, subtotals, basically whatever happens in our data type. And then we work on the charts and pivots to understand how charts are made, how pivot tables are created, then go to create the interactive dashboards. I'm sure you got a chance to see how the dashboard looks like yesterday. So that's all about the interactive dashboards. Interactive in the sense with the help of click of a button, you can change the parameters and based on that you can see your data. Then as the printing techniques, it is basically about the page layout, view and review tabs where you want to see how your data wants to get printed. And finally, we learn about the protection of sheets, basically the way we have password protections to our mobiles, laptops, computers, and a lot of security related stuff. Similarly, with Excel also you have that functionality of protecting your sheet so that nobody should make any changes in your sheet, or nobody can view your sheet also. You have both the options. So these are all what are we gonna discuss as a part of our curriculum. Moving further is about Excel. Now, this is where we start from the start of our Excel. So what we are going to learn is something which I just discussed with you guys right now. Now, the question is why? Why are we using Excel? Because Excel is basically a tool with comes with rows and columns. And this tool, this application has an ability to store the data, which is getting the data into the system, do the calculations. You do multiple calculations. Suppose if you get a suppose you are the head of the school. So what you do, you get the data of all the students of different classes. You get the marks of those students, and then you finally do the percentage, right? To tell that your school has passed, has given 100% results. So how are you telling that your school has given 100% results? You're telling it by looking at the data, by doing the calculations, you're getting to a certain number, which by which you're telling that so and so percentage of students has passed in the school. Similarly, in offices, you see in big companies, you see like suppose Reliance Industries, Adani Industries, they say, right, we got a net profit of, 400 crores, 500 crores, profit of after tax is 300 crores. How are they getting these numbers? So they're sitting, they're calculating them, and then finally publishing it to the group. Now, how they're doing in the same way how I just told you right now. They are getting the data, which is called storing the data. The performing calculations, company calculations, they get all the revenue, they deduct their expenses like salaries of the professionals, operating expenses, manufacturing expenses, and then leftover money is their profit. So that's your calculation part. Now, after your calculation, they analyze the data, like what went wrong, what went right, because of what we got this much profit. How can I improve the sales? All these things are basically your analyzing part. And then once you get those numbers, you publish it to the newspapers, to the TV, to different multiple financial applications. That is called publishing, which is reporting the numbers to the people. So these are all your different ways of getting data stored, doing the calculation, and analyzing the data. So this is all we will learn in Excel: how to store data, how to calculate data, how to analyze data. And that's why Excel is used. And as I told you yesterday, Excel is predominantly used in, all the companies. It has created a very good industry standard that everyone is so reliable and so using Excel that they don't want to change that, the way of, storing the data and having multiple calculations. It is basically dominated the whole industry. If you remember, a couple of times this has happened. If you follow news, there was one times where Windows was not working. There was a glitch in Windows, and the whole country, the whole world was not working because there was a glitch with Windows. So Microsoft is basically so much dominated the market. Similar is the Azure. If you have heard, in the last couple of weeks, the Azure was not working. So that was not working because again that was dominated. That is also a Microsoft product, and that has also dominated the w- world with that. So that's basically, Microsoft has created that market standard, and similarly with the help of it, Microsoft's Excel has also created that particular domination in the market, that in 90% of the places only Excel works. Okay, so this is about why we are using Excel. Now let's go to the history of the spreadsheet. So basically what happened is, early to 1970s, we used to do, so there used to be accountants and computer accountants, and the ones who used to store data, they used to face a lot of problem, storing the manual data. And we didn't want it, and there was no tool like Microsoft Excel which can help them to do the calculation. Everything whatever they were doing, the accountants and analysts, they were doing the manual paperwork, and they used to create paper spreadsheets to calculate things. They did not had any manual process. So in order to automate everything on a computer screen, there is something called VisiCalc. VisiCalc is basically, it was first ever electronic tool which was introduced, and because of that they were converting this manual process into automated. Now automation, in the terms of automation, what they were doing the calculations. They were only doing calculations. That's why the name is VisiCalc. Okay, they were only able to do perform calculations. And this particular product, okay, this particular product used was become very famous in that time, in the early 1970s. And this product helped Apple company to sell off their computers a lot, because in Apple computers this VisiCalc was installed. This was the only source of doing this, was just a calculations like a calculator. Now calculator has a small screen, but we were able to do this in a big screen. This is called VisiCalc, visual calculations types. Okay, so that was your first ever spreadsheet, which was VisiCalc. Prior to this we were doing paperwork only. And then came in the market was SuperCalc. The same thing was done in the SuperCalc, but it got it got some extra features. Extra features was like extra speed, extra efficiency than your VisiCalc. That was for a very less moment of time, and within a span of 3 years, IBM, the IBM company, right? IBM has introduced something called Lotus 123. It worked in IBM laptops. Lotus 123. And this Lotus 123, it was not only helping us to do the calculations, but it was helping us to do the database storage, the graphs, the charts, and it became one of the best applications. And it was trending in the market like anything. It ruled the market at that time. And everyone thought that this was the end. And that is when, Microsoft Excel came into picture. Microsoft Excel came into picture in 1985. And with this, it started another interface in 1987. Until then, it was not, we did not had the smooth laptops of Windows. Okay. And within Microsoft Excel, what happened with the help of Microsoft Excel, all the Lotus 123, the application, right? That application went down because Microsoft Excel dominated the whole market that time. And in the Microsoft Excel, what we were able to do, we were giving the proper user interface, graphical user interface. It had many powerful features like, automation, pivot tables, etc. And then this was easily able to integrate in the market. And slowly what happened, with the help of this Microsoft Excel, the other platforms also got integrated like Microsoft Office, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, all these things came into picture. So basically, it started on with in 1982 with Multiplan. That was the first spreadsheet, which was competing the Lotus and the VisiCalc. And slowly, in 1985, it came up with Excel. And with Excel, it moved to Word, PowerPoint. In early 2000s, it came with Word, PowerPoint, etc. That's how the Excel has evolved. And after it got evolved, it got started, getting more and more features like, multiple versions of Excel, which is what here, which I'll explain you here. Multiple versions of Excel. You started with larger spreadsheets. Like earlier, it was just, 65,000 of rows. Now it came to 10 lakh 48,576 rows. Like that, it started evolving. Then it started integrating with Power BI. Then XLOOKUP came recently in the market, like this. So this was something how the history of the Microsoft worked. Now Microsoft has become so dominant in the market that it doesn't have much competitors with that. Can you tell me what are the competitors of Microsoft Excel? Tell me.
Not really sure, but I think
What did you say? Not? So basically, Excel has been so dominant in the market that we don't have any applications which can compete with Excel. I know there are some applications like, Open Office, Google Sheets, and we also have something in Oracle and few spreadsheets in the IBM currently, but they don't have the heavy modeling. Like you take an example of Apple. Apple also has its own platform where you can use a spreadsheet like functionality, but it doesn't process the larger data sets. That capacity has only with Excel. And it doesn't have the advanced features like, the automation features, data modeling features like how Microsoft Excel has. Similar is Google. Google Sheets are very good when you work only online. For that, you need to have a Gmail account, correct? You need to have internet to work on it online. If you don't have internet, you can't share that file also. Whereas Microsoft Excel, you actually don't no need to log in only. See, I have not logged in. There are so many that there is a problem, it says, but still it is letting me continue here. But Google will not let you continue online. So, and Google will not work on, larger data sets. Microsoft Excel can, work for 10 lakh 48,576 rows. And within this rows, these are in only in one sheet. You can create unlimited sheets in this, unlimited sheets, whereas Google can't do that. And the data processing time in Google is very less, sorry, very much than you compare with Excel. So that's how you can understand how much Microsoft Excel is utilized when comes to the larger data sets and small processing time. So this is all about your competitors, which you have in Excel. Basically, it has its own competition is Microsoft Excel only. There is no other application which has come into the market which can do all these things together at once. Now let's come to the terminology of Excel. Like before I come to the terminology of Excel, did you understand like how did the Excel evolve and how it has moved forward? And just let me know if I am going too speed, okay? My
No
pace is
name.
right. Okay.
Yeah, base is right. So one thing you said 10 lakh plus, right? Is it rows or columns too?
It's rows. Rows are 10 lakh 48,000. We will come to that section here.
Okay.
So rows are 10 lakh 48,576. Columns you have 16,384.
And we don't find this in any other Google Sheets also. Any other.
No.
Okay. And could you tell? You also said there is Oracle thing which you said, right? From IBM and also the
Yeah,
others.
yeah.
Can you just repeat that once?
So Oracle and IBM. Oracle is basically again a ERP tool, and IBM, you know, the IBM, it's one of the biggest technology servers. Okay, so these two companies have their own spreadsheets functionality in that, but it doesn't perform all the features like how we have it in Excel. It is limited to their own company basically. Not everyone has that integration. So basically, it's like, again, how it works is why Microsoft Excel has emerged is one is because of its feature. The second thing is Excel, Microsoft company has the Windows laptop. So what it does is now there are only two companies which has laptop brands. Okay, one
Mhm.
is Windows operating system and one is Apple iOS, right?
Mhm.
I don't know if you have heard of any other company with different operating system. Okay, so IBM is also into the PCs, but it doesn't have that uh, you know large market of how Windows and Apple has. Okay,
Mhm.
now Windows has, so Windows, what it does is when it sells its laptop, right, it gives you the free subscription of Microsoft applications, Microsoft 365 basically. So you get the bundle of Word, PowerPoint, Outlook, Teams, all of the Microsoft products together at once. Along with this, it gives you the servers of Microsoft Azure, which will help you integrate with multiple servers. Okay, multiple softwares, multiple ERPs. What is Microsoft Azure? Microsoft Azure is a cloud platform basically. So you can work over internet with the help of your Microsoft Azure. Understood? So
Okay.
it is basically, like a package. It will sell all its products together at once. So
Whenever
when
we purchase any laptop or like Windows laptop, that's when we get it, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you just want to check, go to just Amazon.com or Flipkart.com, go for any laptop,
Mm-hmm.
right? HP laptop or Dell laptop or whatever laptops, apart from Apple, because Apple sells its own. Okay, it will clearly give you 1 year free, service of this thing, 1 year free Microsoft Office, all these things it will give you for free. And with the help of that free and with the help of that lesser charges, what every company will do, it will take it
Mm-hmm.
and it will work on that only, right? That's how the companies has become a dominant. Apart
Mm-hmm.
from this also,
Mm-hmm.
since Microsoft Excel has very good features and you don't find all those features in any other applications,
Mm-hmm.
people have been used to it. Now it has become a very important thing in the market. Without Excel, I don't think companies would work or can work. So that's how it has dominated the market.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks, Eamon. So, in related to that Lotus that you said, 123, which is, I mean, created by IBM, are they still using the same thing now also, or they moved to switch to Excel? I'm just
So
checking.
again, this is their own company,
IBM.
right? So
Yeah.
IBM is still using its own platform.
Acha, okay.
So maybe the name has
Still
been
there. It's
changed
still there.
now,
Okay.
but it is still there. That's why I told you, right? IBM and
Mhm.
Oracle, they have their own spreadsheets. They also have Excel, but they also have their own spreadsheets. So some confidence, they will obviously continue. They will obviously continue to use their own platform
Mhm.
until and unless it is required. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Thanks.
So that's about your history of spreadsheet and the competitors. Now let's come to the terminology of Excel. Okay. Now, when we come to the terminology of Excel, let me open a new Excel sheet. So this is how your Excel sheet looks like, the first page of your Excel. And you see there are so many rows down till 10,48,576, and you have columns starting with ABC, and then we have until XFT. But there is all obviously, a reason why we have considered ABC on the top and rows in the lines, because in order to call a cell address, we need a row and a column combination. We'll come to that slowly, but you have rows, which is the horizontal lines, okay? And you have columns, which are the vertical lines in Excel, okay? So these are called rows and columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these are your rows. When I say row number 8, you need to come to row number 8. When I say column number D, you need to come to column number D. That's your row and column, okay? And the combination of a row and column. So every intersection of a row and column is basically called a cell. Excel is all surrounded with multiple cells. This is one cell, two cell, three cell, four cell, five cells, six, seven. All these are cells. Okay. And this cell is a place where you can store data, like you write your name, or you write Excel, or you write whatever kind of data you want. Okay. Something you can write on Excel. So that's how I wrote a formula there. Okay. That's how it's called a cell. And cell is a place where you can store any data. Okay. And cell is what? Cell is combination of a row and a column. Every row and column combination is called a cell. Like you see, this is this row, first column combination is this cell. Fifth row, third column is this cell, like that. So every combination of a intersection of a row and column is called cell, and cell is the place where you can put data. Now, this particular things down is called one sheet. If you want another sheet, you can click on this and add another sheet, third sheet, four sheets, five sheets, six sheets. Like this, you can put unlimited sheets. How many ever you want, you can put unlimited. There is no limitation. Unlimited sheets. Yeah. Now this unlimited sheets is unlimited until your RAM of your laptop is. Okay. Okay. So obviously our hard disk can take a lot of capacity, but but in my 9 years of experience, I never created more than 15 sheets, I believe. So nobody uses unlimited sheets, but yes, Excel has that capacity to take in how many ever sheets you want, and the extra storage will be taken from your laptop's RAM. So that's about your sheets. And sheets are basically a group of all your cells. All the cells are in a part of one sheet. Okay. Sheet can be called as sheet in Excel, spreadsheet, and then worksheet. So when I say, you know what, please go to this spreadsheet, which means I'm calling the sheet only. Please go to that worksheet, which means I'm calling the sheet only. So all three are basically the same thing. Okay. When I say sheet, spreadsheet, or worksheet, that means I'm referring to the sheet only. It's just different names which we use in our offices. And Similarly, we have something called workbook. Now, all the combination of your cells is called one sheet. All the combination of your sheets together in one place is called workbook. Now, again, workbook can be termed as workbook, Excel workbook, or Excel file. When we say go to this Excel file, that means I'm telling you to go to that Excel workbook, or I'm telling to workbook. Everything is same. So workbook is basically file is basically your workbook or Excel workbook, whatever it is. Okay. So that's your terminology of Excel. So multiple people says these words in a multiple ways. Some will say spreadsheet, some will say sheet, some will say worksheet. Okay. So that's your terminology of Excel. Now, object model of Excel is how Excel is an application. It comes with, it's a workbook basically. In this workbook, you have worksheets. In worksheets, you have cells where you can create charts, shapes, tables, etc. Whatever you want inside. That's your model of your Excel. That's how your Excel is. Okay. So until here, you're all clear on what is a cell, what is a worksheet, what is a workbook. Okay. Now let's move further on the types of files, how Excel's. Now we understood that how Excel has started. Now we will try to understand what were the different types of file types which we use to store the data. Okay. Now, before I come there, let me ask you a few questions. Okay. Now you guys are almost everyone are working, right? Can you tell me what is the file type? Or where did you come across the word called file type?
While saving a particular file, it will
O-
give an option to, select the file.
Okay, while saving. Okay, like you and one of the guys in offline has
Yeah,
told the same thing. Now you
yeah, in
want
the
to know
folder.
specific type of file. Do you know
Yeah.
any extensions? Speak
.msg और .eml और उतना आइडिया नहीं है, like I don't have much of it.
dot PDF. You must have come across this, right? Dot PDF,
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
dot JPG,
Mm-hmm.
dot PNG,
Mm.
dot JPEG. All these are called your file extensions. Now, why these are called your file extensions? Because when you save a file, you will basically tell the computer, okay, this is something, it's a picture format. So please save it in a picture format so that I can open. This is in HTML format. So please save in HTML format so that I can see the data. Okay. The format will help the computer, sorry, the file type will help the computer to show the data in whichever format it is. Basically, that's your uh, file extensions. Now, why these file extensions are important in Excel is what I'm gonna explain you. Now, you see, we have in Excel, there are four types of file extensions. Okay. Now, basically, I would say there are only three types of file extension. Four is because of the version update. Okay. Now, the way how we have our version updates, like if you think of WhatsApp, okay, WhatsApp used to be only what? A texting format first, texting app. Okay. Later, it started giving you photos, pictures, video sharing. Okay. Video sharing. And slowly it got upgraded with, you know, putting a status on your mobile with a, single line status. Then it moved to video status or photo status. Then it started, deleting your messages, send messages to be deleted. All these are what? These were the upgrades which it did slowly. Then it came with the stickers format. Then you have WhatsApp calling, video calling. Now it started with what? A texting app, and it has slowly leveraged itself to come to the place where it is now, right? Similarly, Excel has also started its journey with a very basic application, which was just a Microsoft Excel. And the version was 97. Now, 97 doesn't mean that it started in 97. Okay. The Windows 97, you know, the operating system, that was the 97. So this extension, the extension of this particular file was .xls. Now, when you used to save this file, you used to save this file in .xls format when you had that 97 version laptop with you, computer with you. Okay, Windows 97. Now, what it used to do, it used to store the data, macros, and binary file format. Store data, macros, and binary file. Now you know data. Data is just normal data. Okay. Data and performing calculations. Macros are, I showed you one macro example, right? Yesterday, how
Yes.
macro looks like. So macros are basic, macros use your system memory. It use your system memory, as well as it will do a lot many calculations in the backend because it's an automation tool. So it will take some memory and it needs to be in a proper format. Okay. And binary file. Binary file is basically large and large amount of data sets to work on. Now, not all your Excel sheet will cover, 10 lakh rows, right? You will hardly use 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, yeah, 20,000. But there are people who works on lakhs of lines of data. Like I have myself worked on at least 3, 4 lakhs of lines of data. Okay. So if you are working on such huge, very huge files, very huge file means more than 10 MB files, basically, that is where you can convert your file into binary file format, which will help you reduce the file. So earlier we did not have different versions of laptop, okay, versions of Excel. So we all used to do all these things in one particular extension called .xls. And with this, the time to open the sheet, perform calculations, all this has increased. A lot of time it used to take. It used to, it was very dumb version of Excel, today's date. Now, if I say you today, all of a sudden, if WhatsApp comes to back to the basic version and only you can text, how it will be? Now you cannot do anything. Now you feel like you're outdated, the blue ticks are gone, nothing is there. Now you can't even understand, you can't even delete the message which you send. Yeah, you will say like, WhatsApp has become dumb. Okay, that's how it is. Okay, now imagine of Instagram also. Instagram was a platform where you mostly like the picture, that's it. Now you got reels, comments, this, that, there's so many things, tagging. Now all of a sudden, if everything goes away, you feel like, oh, this is such a dumb platform, right? That's the same thing how it is with the first version of Excel. So it used to take a lot of time in performing calculations. To open sheet only, it used to take time. When you have lots of data in your Excel sheet, to open only, it will take time. So in order to get rid of all these things, Microsoft has updated its platform now. Now you have Microsoft Excel, which is our .xlss format. XLSX format. Now this format will help you only do data and calculations. The current screen what I'm using, that's .xlsx. In this screen, I can work on my data and I can do all my calculations here. But what I cannot do is macros and binary file. Binary file is basically, I can still work on large amount of data, but file opening and processing time increase. Suppose I worked on this file .xlsx and I put 10 lakhs of data, not only in one sheet, in multiple sheets. To open this file only, I will take a lot of time. Lot of time is like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay. Because it has so much of data. So you can do general data and calculations with, minimum 4 5 lakhs of data. You cannot run macros here because macros needs a different set of space in the backend as its automation tool, and it works on multiple calculations. Binary file, as it can be used as a binary file, but it will take a lot of time to open the data. Now that's your .slxs version. This everyone uses until and unless they are working on macros and they have lakhs of lines of data. Okay, so this is something which everyone uses. Most of us, 98% of people will use this. Now comes to binary format. Binary format extension is .xlsb. Okay, .xlsb. It does data and calculations, and it is a binary file. Binary file means it will have large data which can be compressed and smooth efficiency. Same like SLXS, but it helps with large amount of data. Now suppose if I have here 10 lakhs or suppose 8 lakhs lines of data, and if I have in like 5 to 8 sheets, maybe the processing and calculation will take me 5 to 10 minutes here. Now similarly, if I have this thing here, it will take me, hardly 1 minute to do. Understood? Now, did you come across this zip format called zip file?
Yes.
100 MB file also, it will turn into 3 MB. But you'll have the same output in whatever data is there inside. The same zip file contents, if I send separately, it will become 100 MB. Your mailbox will get stuck. It will take 15-20 minutes to go. So that's the same thing. Compression will be done here. Now you send this file to anyone with SLXX format. It will take 5 minutes for your Outlook to go, 5 minutes for their Outlook to receive. Okay. Here it will go in just 10 seconds. If you want, you can try it. Everyone have a laptop, right? Create some large amount of data set, try to send it with your computer to send it to your email address only. You see how much time it will take. The Excel will get stuck. So I worked on binary format, so I know about it. Now the next is XLSM. XLSM. The M in the last stands for macros. Now, when you work on this, your speed will increase and your macros will run efficiently. This file is specially for macros. In this, you can store and record the data the same way. Data and calculations will be done here, and macros will also work. That's why we call this as macro enabled workbook. So if you have noticed on the other day, oh, I'm not finding it. Da, 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 da. Macros. Colon. Okay, not finding it. But I did save somewhere. Okay, I think I got it. A month one. . Yeah, this one. Oh, yeah, this one. Okay. I'll tell you where it is. Open file location. Okay. Oh, it's showing me this only. Properties. You see here, what is the text file name? Macro enabled workbook, right? Now this is macro enabled workbook. So when I run this, my macro will run basically. Okay. For example, I'll end this. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay. Now you see there is nothing here. Now I run the macro. It is performing calculations. You see, now it got me something, right? There was nothing there. You just saw, correct? I'll show
Yes.
again. I'll delete this. I'll open the final. Okay. There is nothing here. Empty file. I click this. It's running. The calculations running backside, and we have created something, correct? Now I will do one thing. I will do a save as, and I will put in our normal Excel workbook. Okay. And I'll name it as test test 11.9. Okay, I'll put it in my download folder. You see the I gave the normal workbook. I'm trying to save what it is saying. The following features cannot be saved in macro free workbooks. You have a project inside. So what I did is one project. The macros are called projects there. Okay, whatever you do, every macro is called project. Okay, it says that you have this project. To save this workbook with these features and turn autosave off, select save. To save this with autosave on, you can either save and manually restart Excel. If you would like to save your features with autosave on, go back and do and change the file name. So it will not allow you to save because it's saying that your macros, it's not a macro free workbook. The workbook which you are there is a macro free. Without macro, you cannot save your macro like that. If you save, it will not work basically. That's what it says. So what I'm trying to explain you only, macros will work only in macro workbooks. Okay. I have to remove this for correct. So if I do like this, your macro will not work basically. If I go to macro workbook, I'll download. Let's do it. Save however it is. Now I'll delete this back. It still got saved in the same format. So basically it will not allow you to save only in that format. So that's about your Excel SM. So macros are better. Macros should be saved in macro enabled workbook. Now that is what I discussed here. So it says it can store data macros binary in XLX format. Now this XLX format, the one specialty of this format is this workbook. Now, if you have this version of Excel in your laptop, okay, you cannot convert in these three versions because these three versions are after your 2007 Excel format only. So for example, if you have this particular version, you can send the file in this version only. You cannot send the file in these versions. But if I am having the latest version, I can still convert my file into 97 2003 version. Because suppose you have 2003 version, I have the latest version. And if you want to see any data, if I send you in Excel SX format, you can't see because your laptop doesn't have that updated version. Same is the case with that. So Same is the case with macro enabled workbook and binary workbook. You cannot send this three types of Excel file to a person who has this version of Excel. Got it?
Can you repeat that, Hemant, please?
You cannot say send these Excel formats to a person who has only this version in their laptop. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Understood?
Yeah.
Like for a person who doesn't have the latest update of WhatsApp, you cannot send the new versions to them. Basically,
Mhm,
stickers were something which was there in newer version in WhatsApp, right?
mhm, mhm,
People
mhm,
who did not update their WhatsApp, they were not able to see the stickers, correct?
mhm, mhm.
Like that. So
Okay.
people who have not updated will not see these formats. They will
Mhm,
only see one format. But people
mhm,
who have the updated version can see all the formats basically.
mhm.
Okay. So that is about your file type, extension, description. I just told you what it does, and everything is written here when to use, what to use. Okay.
Okay.
So this is all about your file extension. Now, within the file extension, the first file extension, the earlier version of first version of your Excel had only 65,536 rows and columns were only 256. And the column address, which is the last column, was IV. So IV basically means it starts with A to Z, and then after Z, it will start again with AB, AC. So similarly, it was only till I and V, your first version of Excel. Basically, it was still here, the first version of Excel. After that, it came down to XFD, which is the last version of the Excel, which were approximately 16,000 rows, 16,384 columns. Okay. The all the latest versions, I think nobody is in the older version, but if you are, then you will not have to see 10,48,576 rows. So all the new versions have these many rows, 10,48,576 rows and 16,384 column. This is one of the interview questions, one of the certification questions on how many rows and columns you have in Excel. Okay. So this is about your rows and columns count. Okay. Let's try to understand how big is our worksheet. Okay. Now let's see. In our, let's see how many total cells are there in Excel sheet. So we have total cells basically. We start a formula with equal to every time. We have 10 rows into 16,384 columns, which means these many cells are there in Excel sheet. Correct? Now tell me how many, if it takes 1 second to put data in one cell, correct? 1 second, 1 second, right? It is taking 1 second to put a data in one cell. Now tell me how many seconds are there in a year. Let's see how much time it will take to fill all those cells. Now tell me how many seconds are there in a year. Like in a year, how many days are there? 365, right? Into in each day, how many hours? 24 hours. In how many in 1 hour, how many seconds are there? Minutes are there? 60
Ye-
minutes. And in each minute, 60 seconds are there, correct?
Yes.
So total
This
there
is
are in
correct.
the whole year, it is some 3 million seconds are there. Okay. Now let's see how much time it will take for us to complete each cell in 1 year. So total cells divided by seconds. It will take 545 years if you just complete one Excel sheet by typing something in one cell like this. So it is your Excel workbook sheet is this much. This is just one sheet. And how many sheets we can open? We can open unlimited sheets. That big is our Excel sheet, and that much amount of data it can store in Excel sheet. Got it? So that's about your About Excel tab. Okay. Now, okay, until here, is everyone fine? Was I too fast? Was I too slow? Do you think I should work on my speed and go a little slower?
No, Hemant.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on to the Excel user interface. Okay. So I'll come to this here. Let's come here. So now you understood what are rows, what are columns, right? Rows, columns, and sheet. Now let's come to Excel user interface. Let me come to a blank sheet so that now let's come to Excel user interface. Okay. Now this is how your Excel sheet looks like when you open your Excel sheet. Here you have that minimize, maximize, and close. And here you have your respective account, email address, and stuff. There is a search button. Okay. And you have your title here. Basically, this particular bar is called a title bar. Okay. In Excel, you have a search button, you have name to give the title. Okay. So that is your title bar. The second thing is called your ribbon bar, or basically your ribbons. We have provided all the things here in the ribbon. We have provided all what it call, so that you can refer when you go back home. So this particular line is called ribbon, and in so this you see in the ribbon there are all these things like file, home, insert, draw, whatever are called are tabs. Okay. So first we have title bar, then we have ribbon, and ribbon has what? Ribbon has tabs. Okay. So this is called file tab, this is called home tab, insert, draw tab, page layout, formulas tab, data tab. Okay. These are all called tabs. And in this tabs, basically you have something called groups. You can call this as tabs or buttons. Anything is fine. And within each tab, you have groups. Now you see this is a clipboard group. Okay. This is a font group. This is alignment group. This is number group. And within each group, you have it's called functions. Okay. Got it? So title bar, ribbon. In ribbon, you have tabs. In tabs, you have groups. In groups, you have functions. Correct? Now, now these all are called function. This is cut function, copy function, paste function, format painter function, font function, font size function. Okay, these all are functions inside. So when I say go to copy function, which means you have to go to that copy function here. This is copy function like this. Okay, these are your functions. And if you go below, this particular white color box, whatever you find, is called your formula bar. Formula bar. This formula bar is nothing. It will help you to show the formula, what the formula is. Okay. And this particular box with some number is called name box, or basically address bar. Okay. So whenever I say name box or address bar, basically you're looking at here. Now, what is the functionality of this is basically now I am here. Okay. This particular cell. Now, where is this particular situated cell? O column, correct? And it's in 13th row. 13th row, O column. So it will be termed as O13. You see, O13. It will give you cell address where your particular cell is. Now tell me, what is the cell address of this particular cell? P7, correct?
Yes.
Now the cell address is giving you the address of the cell. Along with this, we have something called range. Range means more than one cell. Now you see if I am selecting these two cells, okay, this cell and this cell, how we will tell this is R13, this is R13, R13, and this is S13. So how we will call this as, it will not show anything here, okay, we will call this as R13 colon S13. This is called range. Range can be anything more than two cells, okay. Now more than one cell. From here to here, what is the range? Tell me. U3 to U14, correct? U3 to U14, correct? Now tell me the range of this. This cell is G12, correct? Now when you do range, you will see the first cell and you will see the last most cell. Last is
N19.
N19. So you will say this range as G12 to N19. This is called range. Okay. Range is anything more than one cell. Correct? Understood, everyone?
Yes. Yes, Amy.
So this is your name box or address bar. This is your formula bar. And now you know what are rows and columns. These are rows, these are columns, and each intersection of row and column is called cell. Okay. Cell is intersection of row and column. Okay. Now you have something called sheets. Sheets, you know, right? Sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. You can add as many sheets as you want. You can rename the sheet either by right clicking it and go to rename, or double click and write whatever sheet name you want. Okay. So that's your sheet name. No. Once you delete the sheet, you cannot retrieve the sheet back. Okay. So I'll tell you. Unfortunate. So first, let's come this way. You can also delete the sheet, but the problem is you can once you delete the sheet, you cannot recover the sheet unless, see, when I say delete the sheet, it will say this will permanently delete the sheet. Do you want to continue? So it will give you a question there. If you don't, if you say here also, then that's your problem. And I asked you, you said, yeah, delete it permanently. Okay. But one more way to recover is, suppose your Excel sheet is, this is my Excel sheet. I'm saving this Excel sheet. Okay. For example, I'll save it somewhere in downloads. Okay. Demo or day 1734 is your batch. Okay. Download, and I saved this. I saved this, correct? This is my saved file. I saved it day 1374. Okay, I'll delete this. After deleting, I should not save again. If I save again, the delete will go away. Now, if you want to recover the file, okay, I'm not saving it. What I'll simply do, I'll close like this. It will ask, do you want to save? I'll say, don't save. I'll go back. My last saved file had that file. I have my sheet back. You should never, if you delete by chance, no, don't save the Excel sheet. Okay. Immediately open the old saved Excel sheet. Okay. That's one catch of how to get your deleted sheet back. So that's about your sheets, and you know this is the scroller to move right and left. Okay. Now this is the final line. Okay, is called your status bar, which will basically give you the status of each and everything. Like, is you now this ready is basically if the file is macro ready or not. Is it stopping your is it stopping you to do any macro related work or not? Ready means it is telling that this Excel sheet is ready to work on. Basically, you can work on this Excel sheet. There is nothing which is stopping this Excel sheet, is what it giving the status. This is the macro button. With the help of this button, we will record the macros. And you have the page layouts here. This is basically the normal Excel view. So if you click on this, it says your normal. Okay, this is your page layout. Page layout, nothing but this tab of your page layout. And this is your page break. How the page break looks like when you want to print your Excel sheet. And this, zoom in and zoom out, zoom in, zoom out to see the screen resolution. So this bar is called status bar. This is all something is your Excel user interface. One thing which I did not discuss here is quick access toolbar, which is something which which you will be seeing here. Quick access toolbar, which will be shown here. I will explain you what it is after I take a break. Okay. So this here you will get a quick access toolbar, which I'll explain you how to customize it. So apart from the quick access toolbar thing, did you guys understand the user interface of what and how Excel looks like? Now you see Excel title bar, ribbons we discussed, right? Home, insert, page layout. Then within the ribbons, we have tabs, home tab, insert tab, and you have the groups inside them. And then you have a name box, formula bar, columns, okay? Rows and columns, sheets, number of sheets we have, status bar to see what is the status, ready to use or not, and then zoom in and zoom on options. So this is all your first screen of your Excel, how it looks like. Okay.
Name box is also called as address bar, right? Address
Yes,
bar.
yes. I mentioned, right, address bar.
Yeah.
Now this ready is basically sometimes your file gets stuck. So you cannot do anything in that. So it will say you that it is not ready mode. Okay. Yeah, it is getting updated 80%, 70%, 100% like that. It will show you, right? That's the ready symbol. Until and unless that is not done. So this will only happen, as I told you, when you work with large amount of data. Okay. In this normal, it will not show you anything. Okay. So like that. Uh, so let me see if I can give you that example also. Two lakhs, no? Okay. I got 2 lakh lines. See, it went off in the not responding zone. Now it says it is ready. Okay. Now, if you perform any calculations here, suppose I'll do some calculations equal to this plus this minus this and then plus this, okay, divided by this minus this plus this, okay, into this something I'm doing, okay. I got some value there, okay. Let me just uh, or let the formula be as is, okay. Now I'll just drag it down, okay. Control D. See, it takes this processing time. No, this thing you can get it done in binary format workbook. See, the ready went away. Now ready came back. Okay. So this is how it works basically. Okay, when you had large amount of data. Now this file, I will try to. Now,
Sorry to interrupt you, Hemant, but I could not catch that ready went away thing. Where at the bottom you see it, yeah? At the
yeah,
bottom
yeah,
left.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I told you that I'm trying to do that. See, ready went away now. Now you see it will go away again.
Okay. Yeah.
Understood?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. It went for a seconds. Yes.
Yeah. Because this only have one sheet. Like this, if you have 10, 15 sheets where you work on, no, you see saving data. It is ready went away again because it is saving data.
Mm. But if we use that XLS it would be quick and fast.
Yeah, I'll show you that one. I'm showing you that only now. Okay. I'm saving this file.
Mm.
See, now ready. It is ready to use. Okay, I'll close this now. Okay. Now you see it is 114 MB, correct? Now I'll open this file. You see how much time it is taking to open. You see down opening day 1734 Excel. I played around with this like anything like in my Excel days. Should I switch off the AC? Mine. It's too. This will take forever to open. That's why I hate working on this slash data set. You're understanding, right? Why XLSB is now used.
Yeah, yeah. Understood.
And now imagine when you, if you write even one calculation, it will get stuck like this.
Mm.
Saving will take 5 minutes. Opening will take 5 minutes. Closing will take 2 minutes like that.
So for any huge data, we should it's preferable to use XLSB,
Yes, yes.
right?
So I used 2 lakhs of data if you just saw that. Now I will say this as version 1, okay? And I will change this to Excel binary workbook, okay?
Hmm.
And I'll put it there only in the downloads.
Would
Save.
every laptop have this option to select thing? Every
Yes, yes, yes. Every
okay.
laptop with about 2007 version.
Okay.
Now this is getting saved. Now it
Done.
got saved. Now you see
Yes.
the download. Now you see it has turned less.
Mm. Yes, it
25
is.
MB got less, correct?
Yes.
Now it can't go less than 25 MB because we use the maximum of that. Now why it has turned that, because everything is formula. You see this is not showing as 274. It is saying random between. That's a formula.
Hmm.
So during this time, we also have a lot of techniques to work around to get this thing solved. Like you delete the formulas from places where you don't require and stuff.
Mm.
Now, if you let me do one thing. Now what I'll do is in this formula, I will do one more multiplication, okay? Just random multiplication. I'll put some multiplication, okay? And I enter it. Now I'll scroll down, Control D. It took little lesser time than your normal Excel, okay? So that's what I'm trying to explain you here, okay?
Okay.
Now, this is how your XLSB looks like. So what I'll do is I'll just delete off so that I don't want this to get stuck. Now deleting also will take some seconds. Okay. Now if I save this and if I close my screen, go back to my downloads. See 16 KB. Okay. So yes. Yeah. It supports. So that's about your how your Excel looks like. So we'll take a 10 minutes break. So we'll come back at 11:40. Okay, 11:40 a.m., which is basically your 13 minutes of break. And then we will work with the customization of quick access toolbar. We will start with data types. Okay. So until now, whatever I told, are you guys clear with that?
I just had one question at the bottom right side, under, I mean, just opposite to ready bar. Yeah, that you which you
This one,
explained. Yeah, towards
this
the right
button,
side. Towards the right side. Towards the
this
right
one,
side. At the bottom right corner. I mean, where you have this plus minus
this
zoom.
one.
Yeah, these things I did not understand.
I told you, right? I mean, see, I think you're not listening what I'm telling. This is your normal window, normal Excel window. Okay. This is what I told you. This is page layout. Page layout. If you see, I just hover on this. It says
Mm.
page layout, right? I told you
Mm-hmm.
page layout is this tab.
Mm.
Okay.
So
And
it
this
is a
one,
Windows workbook sheet, is what you said. We click on this now, next to the page layout.
yeah, this is page break. So when you print, again, page break is
That
in
I
this
heard,
only.
but this one, what is it called basically? Completely, is there any name or it is only what
Status
is it?
bar, status bar.
Okay, completely, it is called a
Yeah,
status
you
bar.
see, we have mentioned here also status bar.
So
The
everything
status,
comes under that, all
yeah,
the things.
the way this is title bar, the way this is ribbon.
Mm.
Okay, this all is ribbons, right? This all are part of ribbon bar. In ribbon bar is basically having buttons or tabs, what do you call?
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
Similarly, this line is called status bar. In status bar, you have the ready accessibility macro,
Mm.
normal view of the page layout and page breaks, and zoom in and zoom out.
Okay, okay, got it. Thanks. I just wanted to check that.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll pause this recording so that we don't get a blank recording for 10 minutes. I'll pause it and okay. So next topic is quick access toolbar. Quick access toolbar is something wherein suppose you're using any function and you want to use that on a quickly and you're using it on a daily basis and you want to see that function available on the screen all the time. Like instead of going into home tab and checking that function or go to insert tab and checking that function, you want something on the screen always available. For example, you want to create borders. Okay, this is just an example. If you want to create borders like this, now for to creating borders, what you will do, you will come to home and you will select this and you will do it, right? Now, what if you want to do on a quicker basis, like you want to see available on the screen, like you don't want, suppose you're in insert tab, now you will have to go to home tab, then check, instead of all this thing, you want readily available on the screen. How you can do is go to file, go to options, and you have something called quick access toolbar like this. Click on this access toolbar, and then you have popular commands here. Or you can what if you want, you can select anything from here. So it's in home tab, right? So click on home tab, and within the home tab, suppose you want borders, click on borders, and then you have something called add, move add like this. Okay, and click OK. The moment you click OK, what happened? Quick access toolbar. One second. Where is my home tab? It's in home tab. Home tab. You added the borders. Yeah, I clicked it right. Why am I not able to see here? Just a moment, guys. Something went wrong. Okay, the show was hidden. Okay, sorry. Okay, file options, go to quick access toolbar. This show quick access toolbar should be enabled here, which was not enabled. Okay, I'll just remove this. I'll remove this. I'll remove this also. I'll remove this also. So usually you have your quick access toolbar as blank. Whatever you want to add, whichever function you want to use on a regular basis, you can add that function. For example, I want to use the home button. In the home tab, I want to use the borders. Okay, all borders. I add it like this. I click OK and make sure you enable your show here, show quick access toolbar. Click OK. Now you will find that all borders here. So whenever you go in any tab, now you came to this tab, you select like this, you click directly like this. Okay. You come here, you select this, you directly click this. Understood? So with this, you can quickly do this thing. That's called your quick access toolbar. Okay. In that quick access toolbar, you can customize as per your will and wish how you want to do. Like if you want a proper formatting, you want a proper fill color, whatever you can think of doing, you can do with the help of that quick access toolbar. Okay. Got it? All you have to do is select it, move it on left hand side, click OK. It will get added here, and then you can change it as per your will and wish. You need not go to the specific page. Understood? Understood, Veena?
Yeah, yeah, Hemant. So this is applicable to all the groups, right? All the
Yes. It is applicable to all the groups. Like if you come here, you can see here, quick access toolbar. You have this all the tabs here. You see.
okay.
So any tab wherever you want. Suppose you draw tab is there.
Everything
In this,
above
you
that.
want that pencil. You click on the right side. Click OK. You get that pencil here. Okay,
Yes, yes.
like this. So basically, it's like that.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
It's like a shortcut. Again, it's basis on instead of moving all the time and searching from here and there, you can use the quick access toolbar. Yeah, which we often use every day, correct. Apart from the quick access toolbar, we have multiple shortcuts also, keyboard shortcuts, which we use it to go through different functions. Now coming to keyboard shortcuts. Keyboard shortcuts are basically your shortcuts. Instead of using your mouse, you use your keyboard to work around. Okay. So for example, now you have a lot of shortcuts here. Like you must be knowing Control C, Control V, copy paste. Like that, we have so many shortcuts here. With the help of shortcuts, we work around. Now, how this works is basically if you now how you should read this file is basically if you press F1 alone without anything, it will go to the help page. Like if I press F1, it will go to help page. See, help page got opened. Like you press Shift and F1, it will talk about what the help is about. If you do Control and F1, there is nothing which will run. Alt plus F1, it will insert a chart sheet like that. So this is how you have to read this. Now it is not required for you to know all the formulas. Only the formulas which you frequently work on, that is needed. Okay. So this formula page is for your sake. Like if you want to see what each particular thing does, slowly, when I start teaching and getting into functions, right? I will tell you which is the formula and which is the shortcut for each of the function. Okay, so don't worry about this. This just formula sheet so that you can get help from how to work around. Okay, so this is your keyboard shortcut keys. Let's go to data types. Okay, so until here, you guys are clear, right? Okay, now moving to the data types. Okay, Veena, I see two participants with your name here. Are you logged in on two systems?
Yeah. So from mobile also I've joined, from laptop also for the bigger view, bigger screen.
Okay. Okay. Now let's come to the data types. Now, data types, by data types, what do we mean? Now you see one thing in Excel sheet, what I said you can put any type of data. Any type of data means you can write anything. You write, this is a word, right? End of the day, this is word, alphabets, okay? And you wrote this, sorry, you wrote this numbers, right? This is another type of data, different types. It's not a alphabetical thing, it's a numerical thing, okay? Like this, you have multiple data types, like you can write text, you can write number, you can write date and time, you can write logical outputs, and you can write formulas also, formula errors also. There are so many types of data which we can write in Excel. It's not only just text, we can write numbers, date, whatever it is, okay? Now let's try to understand the data types, okay? Now what I'll do is I will try to do a multiplication here, okay? It is telling me an activity to multiply A1 into 2. A1 is basically the cell into 2. This into 2. Tell me what will be the answer. 6, right? So let's see what are we getting as an answer. I get my answer as 5. Okay. Online, do you know why this is shown as 5? So this is shown as 5 because the cell is 2.5, as you have told. Okay. Now, what I want to explain you here is what you see on the screen is not the one real number. Okay. So you can write anything on the screen, but the real number sits in the function bar. Okay. Formula bar. So that is what I want to say, that not all numbers what you see on the screen are correct. Okay. So that's how you have to see the data. The data, what you see is different than the data what actually it is. So you need to make sure that you see this. Okay. Now let me do one thing. I will do sum of 10, 20, and 30. Okay, here equal to sum of 10, 20, 30. What should be my answer? Why is it not giving me 60 as an answer?
Maybe the
Veena, do
numbers
you
in the
know?
cell, maybe the numbers in the cell are in decimals.
No, these are not in decimals, you see. 10, 20, 30. You see general format. Now
Then
it
it
got
should,
60.
yes.
Okay. Now why this has been turned like this is basically these are text formatted numbers, as you told. Text formatted numbers means we wrote this text in a text format. So that in text format, since text cannot be calculated, right? So that's why it was not getting calculated. Now I'll explain you how I wrote these numbers when we come to the formula section. But keep in mind that some numbers will be a text formatted numbers which you cannot calculate. The numbers which you cannot calculate are called text formatted numbers. Okay. Now let's
So,
go to,
one question here, Hemant,
yeah,
sorry to interrupt you. So, how do we know that is a text formatted number? Because when we see it, it just looks like a numeric number. Uh, there's
yeah.
nothing.
So the numbers which, if they are not getting calculated, that means they are text formatted numbers. So they don't get calculated.
Okay.
Okay. Let's understand about the numbers. Okay. Or let's do this. Okay. Can any one of you can tell your employee ID just for the sake of telling? 181427. Listen, he said 181427. Okay. So I will tell my mobile number. I'll just write it 89780271123. I told my mobile number as 89780271123. You told your employee ID as 1812841814227. Okay. Okay. Imagine Veena, you're a CEO of a company. So how much bank balance do you have?
You
Veena,
just
you're
put
there?
it randomly.
Yeah, yeah, randomly. Suppose you're a CEO of a company. Tell what would be the bank balance. What would you assume your bank balance has to be if you were CEO?
I've never thought about it.
But you need to think about it and think big. Just give me some random figure. Okay, let me assume it. I'll write 5 crores. Okay, listen what I'm telling. 5. Okay, I just told 5 crores. Okay, don't put 43 lakhs and all those stuff. Okay, 5 crores. Uh, do you remember any marks of your exam? 88 out of 100. Okay, 88 out of 100. And let me give my bike's last 4 digits. Okay, 0232. Okay, these are my last 4 digits of my bike. So since there is zero, it is not considering it. Let me see. 5498. Okay, now you listen how I explained this. Okay, when I asked you employee number, you told 1812247. And when I was asked my mobile number, I said 897802712 When the bank balance was asked, you said 5 crores. Okay. Marks in exams, you said 88. And when I asked the bike last 4 digit numbers, I told 5498. What is the difference of telling the answers to you? Tell me. Did you notice any difference when I was telling this? No, I'm not talking about the pattern. You leave about the pattern. Okay. All are in the numericals only. Tell me what was different when I was telling you. Okay.
Oh, so we are collecting a different data here, different information and storing.
Okay. But did you see any pattern when I was telling anything? Like you see, now I'll tell you what I was actually looking for. Now I asked you employee ID. Why did you say me 1812247? Why didn't you set me 1,81,247?
Hmm.
It's spoken in that way for better understanding. Why did I say my mobile number as 8978? Why didn't I say, 89 crores 78
Yeah.
lakhs?
Yes.
O- Okay, you're telling it is big. Then why did you say your marks as 88, not 88? And why, I mean, why did you say 88, not 88? And by class 4 digits 5498, I can say that, no? Ideally, that is that only, no? Okay, I'll tell you the reason behind this. Okay. Correct. These numbers are the employee ID, the mobile number, the bike last four-digit number. These numbers are giving an identity to a particular person, object, or a particular uh, you know thing which belongs to a person. House number, flat number, that is something which belongs to a person. Employee ID belongs to a person. Bike last four digits belongs to an object, which is a bike. Okay. Something which is used for identifying anything in a number is called text formatted numbers. The numbers which are used to identify something or some body, object, or human being is called text formatted numbers, like our Aadhaar card, our PAN card. This cannot be calculated. You cannot calculate your bike last four digits number, correct? Can you calculate your marks? Yes, you can calculate your marks. You said you got 88 in English, you will get 100 in max. You will count 100 plus 88, you can count that. Can you count your bike number and car number? No, right? Can you count your Aadhaar card number and your brother's or sister's Aadhaar card number? No, right? Can you count the employee ID of yours and your friends, your colleagues' employee ID? No. Something which cannot be calculated and something which can be identified to a text, body, entity, person, object are text formatted numbers. Some things which can be calculated are called numbers. Like, for example, your bank balance can be calculated, right?
Yes,
You have
yes, of
5
course,
crores, you get an interest of 2%, 3%, 4% on it. That is calculated. Okay. Something which can be calculated is calculated. Your salary numbers, that is calculated. Okay. So this is your text formatted number and that's your general number. Okay. So which means that all numbers are not the same. It may look same, but they are not same. They are different. Different. How you will know they are different? The way you read the data, the way you understand what is the column name. Okay. So these are your numbers. Now let's go further into data types. Okay, we have 5 types of data types. One is text, one is number, one is date and time function, one is logical output, and one is formula error. Let's see how they look like and what their default alignment is. Okay, text. The default alignment of text is on the left side. So text is any alphabet between A to Z. Okay, and any alphabet with numbers is a text. Okay, suppose Hemant is a text. You see, if I am expanding the cell size, it is sitting on the left hand side, right? It's not sitting on the right side, it's sitting on the left hand side. The default alignment of text is left hand side. You can write this Hemant with 1 2 3, it still sits on left. If you write 1 2 3 Hemant, it will still sit on left. Anything with a combination of number and alphabets or alphabets only is a text. And text is basically the left hand side. The default alignment of a text is on the left hand side. Okay. Now, similarly, numbers. Numbers are always on the right hand side. So when you see the default numbers on the right hand side, that means it is numbers. See, numbers. Default is right hand side. Okay, right hand side. Now numbers with text, it stays on the left hand side. Understood? So numbers are on the right hand side and you need to understand what are text formatted numbers. Now these are on the right hand side. I can forcibly get them on the left hand side. Okay, I can forcibly get this on number also on the left hand side. These will still act as your numbers. Okay, this will still act as your numbers because I did not convert them into text format. Now I can easily convert this into text format also, like the way it is. Now you see these numbers are on the, although they are on the right hand side, which is the default format of numbers, but still these are not getting calculated because we converted them into text format. We have a formula to convert them into text format. Okay, I will tell you the formula when we come to the formula section. Now you see the numbers, the default will be right hand side. And Veena, you were asking, right? How do I identify if they are numbers or text formatted numbers? I said you, right? You cannot calculate them. You can simply select like this 10, 20, 30 or whatever the numbers are. You see on the down status bar. If you don't see any sum average of that, that means they are not numbers. Okay.
They are text formatted
For
numbers.
example, you see 10, 20,
Mm-hmm.
these are not numbers. Now you see here these. All these things are numbers. You see sum is coming here.
Mm-hmm.
Sum is coming. Average, I removed the average, but you see average is also coming. Sum is also coming, right? But the
Mm-hmm.
same thing for this, we are not getting sum and average.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is also one way how you identify your numbers. So text always default alignment. Default means by default left hand side, but you can convert into right hand side with the help of right alignment. That's okay. But default means whenever you start writing, it will be on the left hand side. Okay. And number will always be on the right hand side. Similar to numbers, dates also come on the right hand side. Why? Because dates are also your numbers only. Okay. Dates also come on the right hand side. So you write any date, it will come on the right hand side. See, it's coming on the right hand side. It's never coming on the left hand side. Like I'll write 5th November 2026. See, it went on the right hand side by default. It never sat on the left hand side. Okay. Logical output. Logical output means wherever we use operators. Operators means you know this, right? Greater than, less than, equal to. All these are operators. So if I write equal to 6 greater than 3, equal to 6 greater than 3. Is 6 is greater than 3? So it will show answer as true. Now you see the default alignment, what it showed me? Center. So default alignment of all your operators are middle alignment. Okay, center alignment. Got it? Similarly, you do for false, equal to 6 less than 3. Then you will get answer as false. See, it is coming in the middle. When it is coming in the middle, that means it is your center alignment, which is your logical output. The default format of the logical output is center alignment. Now there is something called formula error. The default alignment of your formula error is center again. Now formula error means, suppose, can 10 be divided by 0? Can anything be divided by 0? No, we get an error, right? So we get this error called division by 0 error, which means you cannot divide anything by 0. And you see the default alignment, it is coming on the center, right? So this is your default alignment. Understood? This is how
Yeah.
your alignment looks like. Center alignment, right, left, default. You clear on the data types?
Yes, Hemant.
Like, let me know if you have any questions here. I can repeat it.
No, it's clear. It's clear, Hemant.
Okay, just a moment. Okay, now tell me one thing. Now, like we have today's date, right? If I say today, I got this date as, where did I put? Okay, I got this date as 11/9. Okay, now can you tell me what does this mean? Today is 9th November, right? Why is it giving me 11/9/2025? Yeah, this formatting is basically DD YYYY format. In India, we use DD, and YYYY format. Okay, correct. Now, this is showing to me in MMDDYY is because my system is set up in MMDDYY format. Okay. So my default time settings, it will consider my default time setting and give the answer. So always read this as MMDDYY when your system time, it depends on your system time. If your default system time is in MMDDYY, then this will also be in MMDDYY. Do not get confused in DDMMYY and MMDDYY. Okay. So your date format is also dependent on this format only. Correct. So if you see this below exercise, can you tell me what is this? What do you think about the following date? I have given a date here. What is this date? You tell me.
It is DDMMYY.
No, like you see the date, whatever is there in 30, and tell me what is the correct answer.
Acha, the 30th row you're asking. So it is MMDDYY, I guess.
So what should be the answer? It should be A or B.
It is A.
Okay. So the answer actually is B. Why? Because 8th is the month. Okay. So it is 1st August. Now you see why I am telling 8th as month, because my system timing is MMDDYY. Okay. So always whatever your system timing is there, based on that, you have to read that, because Excel is considering your default system timing and giving you the answer. So this is your August is 8th month and 1 is your date. So it gives you 8th of, sorry, 1st August. Okay. So you have to see the dates in that format. Okay. Since my system is in the US time zone format, this also works in the US time zone format. Clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now let's move on to some basic formatting. Okay. Now some basic formatting, as we will start with our alignment first. Okay. Because this is one small topic which I can discuss it today. Suppose you have spellings. Okay. Let's put our institute name, Excelytics. Okay. Now you see default. Now how I'll explain you is this way. Okay. Suppose this is the cell. Now your whole concentration should be on this particular cell. Okay. We will come through this topic, but first I'm talking about alignment here. Okay. Let's learn about alignment first. Okay. Now you see this particular Excel. Okay. Now this is your Excelytics. This is the word I wrote in the cell. It was normally like this. The cell was like this. What I did, I just expanded this cell. Okay. Now you see in my previous file, what did I say? The default format of date, the text should be left alignment, correct? So it is on the left side. But can you see in the whole cell, where is it sitting on the left side? It is sitting on the bottom, right? You see, it's on the bottom. Now the first, these three are basically, it is top, it is middle, it is bottom. So it is currently sitting on the bottom. So this is how the middle looks like. Okay, and this is how the top looks like. Top alignment, middle alignment, bottom alignment. Okay, got it? Top, middle, bottom. So these three alignments, top, middle, and bottom. And then you have left alignment, which is already in the left, center alignment, and right alignment. So you can play around with this alignments like this in Excel. So if you want, you can put like this also in the middle. So the value looks like this when you close it. Obviously, when your Excel row size is small, it will not matter if it is a top or bottom. But your middle, right, and left will matter a lot, even though the size is small. So these are all alignments. top alignment, middle alignment, bottom alignment, left alignment, middle alignment, right alignment. Okay. These are your alignments. Clear with the alignments? Alignments in Excel.
Yes.
So these are your alignments. Now with this alignments, you also have something called indents. Okay. Now indents are something, for example, you have, did you ever see balance sheets? So in finance, we have something called balance sheets, which helps you tell the profit and loss statement, which will help you tell how much the company is in profit or how much it is in loss. Balance sheets usually have two things. One's assets. Okay, first they put liabilities. First is liabilities, and second is assets. By any chance, are you a finance student? Okay, do you know the components of liabilities? What will be there in liabilities? Long term, long term liabilities,
Like
short
any
term
loans,
liabilities, you know, loans, uh,
debts.
payables. Okay, it's just no, payables are asset, no? Payables, yeah. Payables, okay. Now can you tell me assets? Buildings, bills, receivable,
Cash.
cash in
Furniture.
hand, furniture. Okay, that's fine. Okay. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Let me just put it together. Okay. Now, if I write like this, if I give somebody data like this, a normal person, like a BTech person who doesn't know anything about finance, okay. If I tell like this, what will that person think of this data? Will the person be able to understand that these all are a part of this particular item? He will think that this is one item, two item, three, four, five. These are all in balance
These
sheet.
are
You will
the
get
different
five
items.
items like this. You will get five items like this. There is a gap. He will say in balance sheet, if suppose I am the person and you send me this data like this, and I am a BTech guy. Okay, what's your name? Seshadri. Okay. So I'll say Sheshadri sent me this file, and what I understood from this file is in balance sheet you have 10 items. The 10 items are liabilities, long-term liabilities, short-term liabilities, loans, payables, assets, buildings. Like this, I will tell. Okay. Obviously, I don't know anything. I will tell like this only. Now the same thing. Now let's do with indent. Okay, indent. Now I'll tell you what is indent. Now, now you only sent me this data like this format. This indent will basically add extra space. Okay. Now, if you send me like this, what will I understand now? Now I will understand that there is a division of data, grouping
Yes.
of data. Now I
Yes.
will say Sheshadri has sent me balance sheet. In balance sheet, there are two major components called liabilities and assets. In liabilities, liabilities contains four items, assets contains four items. Now, will I be able to understand this? Correct? So this indent will give you an extra space to move away from the first cell. Okay. Similarly, this is decrease indent, which will take it back. If I take back like this, it will take back. Now this will not show you any grouping. Understand? Now where do we use this in Excel a lot. That's why the Excel has introduced this function. Now you will say, Hemant, where do we use this in Excel? Did you ever see the balance sheet? It's getting downloaded only. You see this balance sheets format? I just downloaded from Google. How does it say? Did it help us understand how it looks? This is how balance sheet looks, actual balance sheet. It is giving an indent, right? It is increasing one size, right? That size looks like this only. See, correct? So this is how your balance sheets usually look. Every balance sheet has like that only. It will have indents like this. If you open, see, that's the default standard as per your GAAP and IFRS. GAAP and IFRS are major principles of accounting in US. So with the help, so they prefer a prescribed format, and the prescribed format looks like this. This is what your indentation look like in Excel. It says indent. Indent means that doing this activity is called indentation. Okay. So this is how it looks. Now we have something called orientation. Orientation is basically rotating your text. For example, we'll take our institute name, Excelytics. Okay. Now this institute name is there, right? You click on this. You have angles, anti-clockwise, clockwise. See. So this is counterclockwise. Like this, you can put the data. You can do the bottom way also. Now you have vertical text like this. Now you can do rotate up text. Text will be like this, turned up. You have rotate down also. Okay. And then you have the format of cell where you can play around with degrees also. How many degrees you want to tilt your Excel word. Now, can you just give me one example? I know you must have seen this example a lot. Can you tell me where you have seen? That is where you will understand how, that is where you will understand that why this is used. Tell me, where is this used? No, like give me hypothetical, like which place it is used like this. Okay, dashboards. But tell me very common thing, like where did you see this?
While doing any promotion also, while they are keeping the sportings and all.
Okay. I'll give you one basic thing where we will use. Okay, you just tell me. 30 days are only there. No? Okay. Now you see, you will tell me where is this used. Where did you see such things? School attendance register. We used to have like this only, right? Now you know why this is coming in this way in attendance register. Have you ever thought how do they turn back and write like this in attendance registers? When they print it in this way. In schools, in colleges, they print it in this way. We have now default ready-made attendance registers, but in order to save it in the system, they do it in this way. Got it? And you know, whenever they used to be holiday, our teacher used to put like this one big thing called holiday in between they used to write with hand, right? Now that has been converted into this thing.
Excel.
Understood how it is used in Excel? Did you ever thought that we can do this thing in Excel? So every function has its own functionality to show it in Excel. Now suppose In this month only, we had this Guru Nanak Jayanti, although the date is different here. Now, if I want to put that holiday, how can I put that holiday? I will simply select like this until where I have data. Suppose like this, I'll select data and I will simply do what I will do. I will, what I'll do is I will basically do merchant center first. I will write Guru Nanak Jayanti. Okay. And then what I'll do, I will come here, I will tilt it vertical text up, or I'll put it in this way. See, teachers used to put like this only, no? If you remember, and they used to put it in some other color so that it looks like. So attendance, present absent, and what? Holiday. And then present absent, holiday. Remember, you're trying to understand, right? How it used to be. This is how it used to be. Okay. So this is how it works in Excel. Okay. So understanding online.
Yeah, Hemant.
Okay. So this is how your alignments and your orientation works. Okay. With this, what I'll do is I will end my session today here. Okay. So whatever we,
One question, sorry to interrupt you.
yes, yes.
That just about the merge center, what option do we have that ABC?
This I did not discuss yet. We will discuss it. I did not discuss merchant center also. I just showed you here. Okay.
Okay,
We will discuss in detail merchant center. We will discuss the wrap text also. Okay. So this
okay,
topic I did not discuss yet. Okay.
okay,
I will discuss the topics. Okay. Don't worry. I'll discuss all topics mentioned. Okay.
okay.
So yeah, until now, do you have any questions still here? I see Veena, just you're responding, just so I'm asking you.
No, I have no questions, Hemant.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll stop the recording so that it benefits the people who don't did not join today.